No, that's a good guess too.
Resident Evil?
What?
What?
I'm going with chat. Chat's asking these questions.
Well, your chat's being dumb. Resident Evil's not even an RTS.
These are our fans. Don't call them dumb. All right, it's time for some quests. This is where we talk about things that are new little news items or tidbits that we want to talk about. So we have the three of us here, and we'll each have something. And for me, I always like to talk about certain things in the news and give my little brief opinion. Okay, Blizzard, whoa, coming out of the shadows and coming in announcing some kind of cool stuff that got everybody talking. World of Warcraft retail Dragonflight was announced. It's already been rumored to be that, but now they officially announced it. And Wrath of the Lich King for a classic is coming out in 2022. I thought it was going to be 2023, but it turned into 2022. We don't have an actual date yet. Guesses are August or November. So that's the game I'm playing big time because it was you can never go home again. Don't get me wrong. I understand. You can never go back. But to experience Lich King with a brand new set of friends, a brand new set of family people, then that'd be great. That's what I want to do, okay? A little brief more. I'm sure SirJahzeal has more to talk about this later on. But all races will be able to be mages, priests, rogues, starting Dragonflight. I really don't care, but hey, there you go, okay? Gearbox, now owners of Perfect World Entertainment, is shutting down Forsaken World, on November 30th. Not that I knew that game, I've heard about it, but never played it. So I guess bye-bye. New owners come new things. Like Amigo, which had, of course, bought Trion Worlds and was having some layoffs recently, just bought the mobile game company Axis in Motion. So they're laying off people over here. You're buying companies over here. All right. Final Fantasy 14, who has probably the best producer director, Yoshi P, had a brief interview and discussion, and so I just wanted to quote this. My concept is to make the most of Final Fantasy XIV's characteristics as a story-driven MMORPG and make it so that only the story can be played through on a solo basis. So, marrying isn't the right expression, and what I want to do is to lower the barrier for entry among those who feel intimidated by MMORPGs or who are not good at multiplayer games. Of course, I'll be happy if players were satisfied after completing just a story, or if throughout their journeys they discover the fun of multiplayer and MMORPGs, leading them to try out various types of content. It's one of the reasons why Yoshi P is considered the best reason why Final Fantasy XIV is winning and collecting all the awards. Ubisoft has been trying to get a game called Skull and Bones out for years. It was first real seen in E3 in 2017. That long ago? Wow. It's been wallowing ever since, but apparently there's talk about it coming out in the fall of 2022. I thought it was going to come out before or with Sea of Thieves, but it didn't happen. Skull and Bones, by the way, if you don't know it, is kind of a take off the Assassin's Creed Black Flag series. Disney, that's right, Disney, Gameloft and Disney announced a new hybrid life sim called Dreamlight Valley. It'll be for PCs and consoles. This free-to-play title will send gamers on adventures through Disney and Pixar's many worlds as they go on adventures, make virtual friends, and build up a home. While the title initially will be single-player only, Gameloft said that it's working on the multiplayer elements for the future. Kind of think Animal Crossing New Horizons. What gets me about this game is the fact that I thought we had something like this one time with Disney where you could jump into like Disney Adventure Land, forget. It also reminds me of Kingdom Hearts a little bit. So starting in summer of 2022, which is right around the corner, you'll have the chance to be one of the first to play Disney Dreamlight Valley in early access with the purchase of a Founders Pack or with an Xbox Game Pass membership ahead of the game's official launch in 2023. Riot Games, the people who make League of Legends, has been working on the MMO. Okay, and progress is going great, according to Greg Ghostcrawler Street. For those of you who know him from WoW, okay, he made a comment apparently a few weeks ago. I made a tweet where I intended to emphasize what a commitment I had to this MMO. Some players in media lashed onto the quote might never ship part and extrapolated that the development was not going well. Well, spoiler, it's going great. The team is so stacked. But there is no guarantee any game in this business will ship. Anyone who makes that promise essentially saying that it will ship even if the game is disappointing. We won't ship a disappointing game. We also won't crunch just to make sure the game is as good as it can be. Do I think Riot will launch MMO at some point? Absolutely. There are so many good reasons to do it. Maybe I'm not the right leader, or this is not the right team, or design isn't the right one, but the company will keep at it until the game is worthy of your expectations. Lucasfilm, if you don't know by now, because if you haven't played those games in the past, did you hear about the Return to Monkey Island? That's right. Came out a couple weeks ago, but hey, it's coming out later in 2022 for those who are excited about hitting their old childhood stuff. I was an adult when it happened, but still. ZeniMax Online Studios, makers of Elder Scrolls Online, there's a leak. Somewhat confirmed, but not confirmed, I say, about a Star Wars Mandalorian MMO. How about that? That's all I have for my quest. How about turn over to SirJahzeal? What do you guys for some quests for us?
Well, I had some, but you covered them.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to hit up the Final Fantasy thing, but I think you said about all of that there. And as always,
do it though.
As always, I'm going to give my 2 cents about Final Fantasy 14, and that I really, every time that they come out and give like future plans for the game and what their thought process is with the development, I just can't help but have a smile from ear to ear, because it's very needed, and I wish some other MMOs that, especially one that I just went to, would listen to them a little more and learn some lessons. I'm not saying steal from them, but
yeah.
I love, that's one of the things I love about the game. Elder Scrolls Online is kind of the same way, where you can, if you are a person that loves team-oriented, guild-based kind of activities, that's there for you. And it's really super entertaining, good stuff, with lots of room for improving and doing harder content. And then if you're not, or if you are into that, but you find yourself at, maybe you stayed home sick, or maybe you've got a vacation week and your other buddies are all out still working, swinging the hammer or whatever, that you can go in there, and there's plenty to do for solo players as well. And that I do also love that they kind of separate that with the story mode, as was talked about, that a lot of that is stuff you just do solo. You do it on your own, and then you've got the other content that mixes in and out on it, with like the doing the, well, they're not called dungeons in that game, but trials and whatnot, with other groups. And the fact that they've made it even okay for that experience now, as you can have the NPCs go along with you. And I was really super hesitant at first with Final Fantasy 14 with that, because I was like, oh, well, how good can these NPCs be? And is it going to take me twice as long to do the dungeon as if I wait for a group? Or are they just not going to be very good? And, I was pretty impressed with how well they actually do help in the dungeon. It does take a little longer, I found, to run them, as opposed to bringing your friends along, especially, but even with pugs. But it's still great to see a game that is able to, I'm not going to say effortlessly, because I'm sure there's a lot of work that went into it, but be able to cater to both audiences, to the hardcore players and to the more casual people, in the same game with almost the same activities at different levels of, what's the word I'm looking for, challenge. That they're able to, they've been the most successful, I believe. That's my opinion, but I believe that Final Fantasy 14 has been the most successful at being able to blend all of that in and still be in the same story, and not, there's no reason why you have to miss any of the content in that game, whichever side that you're on. And that's not the case in a lot of other MMOs. So that's all that I was really going to add onto it.
Cool. Yeah.
But kudos. I'm not playing you right now, Final Fantasy 14, but still got much love for you, and I will be back with new content, of course. I did see here that there was a little shout out that Kennethan gave for me to talk about Guild Wars 2 or Guild Wars 1, excuse me, the original, guys. It is still around. Turns 17 this past week on April 28th, 2005 is when it came out. I remember that. And I have the box. I should have brought it so I could, maybe make Solomon jealous. I don't know.
I have the box. You want me to bring it? I'll bring it.
Oh, you've got it. Okay. Yeah, I've got it back there. But Solomon can show you guys. Yeah, I remember. And there's still some aspects of Guild Wars, the original, that I like over Guild Wars 2.
I have the box too. My garage somewhere, I think. Or in the, yeah.
Well, I guess I'm not doing guess that game for this one anymore.
Sorry, hang on, man. Show it again. Solomon.
I said I guess I'm not doing guess that game with that one.
I didn't have you on my stream.
Oh no. Well, it actually came with so I think this is like one of 3. Right? I think it actually had all the characters, and it has like this little Velcro.
Right.
Showing there. I mean, I guess I could show you what's inside later.
Cool.
Yeah. That is actually the same box that I have.
Yeah, they have multiple ones. They had multiple ones, yeah.
There were different ones. I originally was going to get the other 2, but I can't remember what happened. I think I made a Disneyland trip or something. Yeah, that's what it was. I went to Disneyland, so I didn't have the money for it. But I got Disneyland memories out of it, right?
There you go.
Yeah, it's just amazing to see some of these old games, because there were games that came out after them that are now shut down. And so I had a lot of fun. I thought the PvP was really well done. All the World versus World and Guild versus Guild and all this stuff. I had a lot of fun in that game. I did ultimately stop playing it when Guild Wars 2 came out. There was a bunch of us that we were like, well, let's just go play the new one. And people came and went since then. I don't know what my dog's growling at. I don't know if you hear that, but apparently she didn't like Guild Wars 2. That's when she started growling, when I started talking about that. So, now, the thing with World of Warcraft and all the news that came out, because there was a ton of really cool stuff, as was mentioned, the one that Ken and I and several others have been looking forward to, because as soon as Classic, the vanilla one, was announced, we were like, oh man, that's cool, but if they ever got to Wrath of the Lich King, I am going to squeal like so loud. And when they dropped the news that yes, the rumors are true, Wrath of the Lich King, I for real got up out of my chair and shouted Yahoo so loud I think some of the pictures on my wall fell off. I love that. Is my favorite era of World of Warcraft, and not just because of the nostalgia of, well, I was in a nice progressive guild, and there were all these good memories of raiding and doing ICC and all that. Everything was just cool. The PvP was great. The PvE experience was fantastic. There were some things that Blizzard did in the game with concern to, as you leveled, some of the zones would get updated. And that was like unheard of at that point in time in an MMO. Now, in single player games, they've done it way before that. But in an MMO, that was some first time stuff. And it was wow. Okay. It was awesome. So there was that. And the The only little hitch here, guys, that seems to be dividing people is there's people saying no changes, and then there's people that are like, well, you could make some changes, and there's some divide here. They are not going to have, because Wrath of the Lich Kings, when it was first introduced, Raid Finder and Dungeon Finder will not be in the game.
What?
Now, I thought
That has caused. I mean, when I saw it, they were announcing that we've been listening to the community. The community does not
Right.
want to have it, and I was talking to people afterwards, right? And they were like, "That's just a hardcore. If you want to bring in all
Right.
the people who played Lich King, I mean, Lich King was the one that opened up the door to a lot of people playing, not just hardcore but casuals too. It's okay. If you want people to come back and play that game, then you're taking away the very thing that made Lich King what it is, or at least contributed to Lich King what it is."
Right. I
Wow.
I I understand, but I don't understand. Is
Yeah.
that that's clear as mud, right? But I get why they're doing it. I listened to Ian, and I get what he's saying, but I hope they change their minds, because it's just kind of a little bit too far. Um,
Yeah.
but I'm still gonna play
Me
it.
too. And because
So
we are in guilds, we're not going to be a guild. We're not going to really gonna have to experience the issue of not having Dungeon Finder. Hopefully, you
right,
know.
hopefully we won't have that issue. I imagine that will be okay, and most people will, because most people are going to guild up, and um, hopefully there'll be enough veterans coming back that can guide the younger ones that didn't get to experience it the first time, and
Right.
show them the ropes so that they don't get too lost. But there's still a lot of fun to be had in the game, even if you never get to experience that. But I hope all of you that are going to, I hope you do get to experience the raids and whatnot, because I mean, tackling the Lich King was one of the best times ever, especially coming from the RPG days of playing Warcraft 3 and Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne. It's just fantastic. And some of the music, of course, I'm going to mention the music, right, guys? Some of the music is just, yeah. As a matter of fact, one of my top songs there came from that expansion. So, um, we had that, and then we had the announcement of Dragonflight. There's enough information from that to like do a whole show on it. I'm not going to do that here. I've probably already overgone my time limit here, but I will say there are some things that I was hearing that I've already resubscribed. And all of you that watch our show, you know, when I quit a year and a half ago or ish, I said it's going to take a lot for me to come back. Well, I'm already back.
You and Asmongold.
Yep, and Asmon's back. The borrowed power stuff gone. The talent trees reworked to where you can mix and match to your heart's content, just like you could Wrath Lich King and Burning Crusade and Vanilla. They are really, it seems like they're finally listening to us. Now, y'all also know I'm very cynical, so, and I'm getting kind of where, I don't want to say it's an age thing, but I'm kind of getting to the point now where I've experienced a lot of heartbreak from games that I was super hyped for, and then I played it and not what I was thinking I was going to get out of it. So I am very cautiously optimistic. I think it's going to be great. There is a new class / race thing being thrown in there, a dragon like thing. I can't remember what they're called now. But anyway, that looks kind of cool. It's got a very different play style, so I think it might be a little more difficult to get used to. But we're going back to the Dragon Isles, and have been looking forward to going back to Azeroth and doing Azerothian things for a while. It's been fun going to outer space and other planets and other timelines and all the other things we've experienced. But I'm ready to go back to Azeroth and do stuff there. And I also am kind of interested. What are we going to do about that big sword sticking out of the planet? It is still there, right?
Yeah.
So,
Wait, are you talking
anyway.
about Thunderfury, Blessed Blade of the Windseeker?
That may be it.
Well, I saw that one clip that someone put the Asmongold was asking Ian about that, and he's like, "What sword?" And
What sword?
Asmongold's like, "Okay, that's what I expected." And Ian's just kind of smiling, right? So,
Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's all I got for today, I think.
all right, okay. Well, we will now do a classic. Closet full of games with other names. Name that game with Solomon XK. Guessing the fame. What are their names? Name that game with Solomon XK. That's right. It is Name That Game with Solomon SK. What do we have today?
I'm actually gonna use that sound clip on my YouTube channel.
Okay. I should make it better, okay?
No. That's you can't get any better than that.
That's true. I do need a graphic for it, okay? Yeah.
So this next one, I admittedly have never played. I just have the boxed physical copy of it, and I'll make it.
You gotta give us a couple of things that are automatically, we're going to ask you console or PC, and maybe the genre. Like, is it battle royale, first-person shooter, MOBA, MMORPG?
I'm tempted. So I this is one of those games where I have to specifically ask or specifically say like if it's a Fallout game, I have to say which one. It's not a Fallout game, but I'm just saying as an example.
What?
You know what I mean? Like it has to be a very specific game because it's a pretty popular franchise or IP.
Okay.
But it's
the game Dragon's Horde. That's right.
What?
You don't need to play it.
It's so this particular one is PC only.
PC only.
And it's an RTS.
RTS. Okay, so not Command and Conquer.
Again, which one?
That makes it so hard.
All right, I'll make it easier on you. I'll give you that one. It's not Command and Conquer.
Okay, good. Say
that's the only one I'll give you.
I'm like, dude.
RTS be like, what's that one for StarCraft? StarCraft had the last one they had. StarCraft 3. What was it called? I forget what it's called though. It's called StarCraft 3. How's that?
No. Wait, there's a StarCraft 3?
Yeah.
Holy cow. Well, it's not that now, apparently.
Okay.
I didn't even know there was a StarCraft 3.
Can you play as a hero?
Explain. I'm going to say no, but explain.
It was a Yoshi question, so I'm not sure.
You mean heroes like they have in like Overwatch? I'm guessing. I'm gonna say no because again, like I said, I've never played this game.
Right.
I just have a boxed copy.
How about do you play as an army? You mean like what's it called? Total War, Warhammer, Total War Rome, Total War.
It's none of
China?
those.
Okay.
It's none of those.
How about Civilization 4?
It is not Civilization 4.
And I know it's not a real-time strategy game. Okay, so.
Oh, is it not? I thought it was.
No, it's not. It's not. It's a turn-based game, really.
Oh,
Age of Empires 3.
that's a good guess, but no. Wait, didn't we already do? We already did Age of Empires 3.
Yeah, some RTSs do allow you to be the big character commanding a small army, while some of you just be everything in a disembodied hand. Oh, it's The Sims.
I'll give you. I'll give it to you again. It's none of the Sims games. Even though I don't think Sims is RTS, is it?
It's a real good question.
I thought it was Simulation.
Simulation Kingdoms.
Well, that's actually a good guess too, but no. The Sims
The Sims
RTS?
are kind of RTS because it is real time simulation, right?
No, strategy. RTS is real-time strategy.
Well, strategy. Sorry, strategy. But I would say that. Yeah, but I would still say that the Sim is a strategy game too, because you have to plan out, making sure when you go to work, come home, you don't burn the food, burn your place down, kill your kids.
You just pretty much explained what an RPG is too.
True. Supreme Commander.
That's actually a good guess too, but no.
It's an RTS that we said it's not Age of Empires. It's not okay. Not StarCraft. Of course, Warcraft, but that also was an RTS back in the day, right?
No, Warcraft is
Warcraft.
RTS.
Off to college, yeah. There you go. Any guesses, Jaziel? It's not a question, Epitome. We're trying to guess what game that Solomon has in his closet that he's never played. Okay, it's an RTS, and we know it's PC only.
I'll give you
Did
another.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. It came out before 2010.
Before 2010.
And this particular box that I have is an expansion for the game.
He never something Jump King, yeah.
Jump King.
Do tower defense games count as RTSs? Plants vs Zombies.
No, I think that came after, didn't it? Or no, actually, I don't even know.
Battlegrounds.
What?
Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds.
I don't think I've ever played that game. No.
Wait, so you say before 2010 it's an expansion. So how about Battlefield 4?
That's a first-person shooter.
I know. Just what's the other one? Battlefront. That's all. That's our.
Oh, come on! I know if you. All right, I'll give it to you if you guess the IP.
Right. Is it sci-fi?
Oh yeah.
Sci-fi. Okay, sci-fi. So it's not. So it's not an MMORPG. Is it MMORPG? So you said RTS, right? Okay, don't.
Yeah.
Okay,
but it is
Halo
not.
Wars?
No, that's a good guess too.
Resident Evil?
What?
What?
I'm going with chat. Chat's asking these questions.
Well, your chat's being dumb. Resident Evil's not even an RTS.
These are our fans. Don't call them dumb.
Resident Evil?
Well, this is the most chat has been involved. I mean, Yoshi's been here before, right? How about Mass Effect? No, that's not RTS.
I'm not going to even entertain that.
Okay, that's not RTS. Epitome is off his rocker, I think. Okay. Oh, Yoshi says I'm a dumb fan. Yeah. RTS. So it's not Command and Conquerors, not StarCraft. It's not Age of Empires.
Oh wait,
real-time strategy games. Huh?
What's up?
Homeworld?
Wow, it's not that, but that's a game I haven't heard of for years.
Well, they're making one again.
That's a good one.
Not out yet.
Yeah, they are.
I might even have a copy of that, but I'm not sure. Anyways.
RTS stands for real-time strategy. Kind of like a StarCraft, kind of like an Age of Command and Conquer, kind of like a Age of Empires type thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. It's sci-fi.
SirJahzeal, I feel like you have a game in your mind, but you just don't want to say it. So whatever game you're thinking of, just say it.
We already told him not to do that.
No, just say it. Just say it, SirJahzeal.
Well, there's Halo Wars.
You already said that, but it's not that.
Starfront Collision.
I've never even heard of that one.
This is good.
All right, I'll be more specific. This came out in 2005.
2005. Black Moon Chronicles.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't know what that one is either.
Yoshi says Pikmin.
Don't know what that is.
Pikmin's fun.
RTS. Sci-fi.
You've heard of this. I know you have.
Gosh.
Okay, what if I said DACA?
DACA?
Yeah.
DACA?
No, DAKKA.
DAKKA.
That's super niche, but It is a clue. And no guessing on Google.
Oh, Google. Hey, that's right. Let me check this out. Jesus, I'm Googling so hard. Just kidding, I don't know.
Come on,
Science
sir.
fiction.
Come on,
Sci-fi.
SirJahzeal. I know you know this.
TS 2005.
Well, this particular expansion came out in 2005. But it's an IP that's still being made today. Not necessarily as an RTS. There you go, Warhammer 40K.
Oh, Dawn of War. Oh, wow.
Golly, dude.
See, I knew you'd do it, SirJahzeal.
PC?
Yeah, so
console.
Yeah.
so this particular one was PC only on Microsoft Windows.
I did not know.
Yeah, I didn't know either. I just assumed this would be for all platforms, but this particular one only PC. Anyways, so I'm excited about this unboxing because I don't know what's inside. So I'm gonna go ahead and open it with you guys.
CEO's Awesome says, I was just thinking of that. Well, it doesn't count if you don't say it. JahzealL one time, I was here up here. I was going to say it. Didn't say it. Dude, just say it. Okay. Why do you think it was? Just say it.
I got to say this again. It was actually like one of the first three that I thought of. And
I knew it. I knew you knew it.
Son of a
cool shirt, by the way, Dad. Colorado.
I'm sorry. Every time, dude, it's one of the first three I think of.
So this isn't a collector's edition or anything. It's just a standard box.
I'm also a dumb and ignorant fan.
Come on, Resident Evil? That's not even close to an RTS.
I don't know.
That was kind of weird.
All right, I pulled this out of the box. As you can see here, it just came right out, right? So we got the owner's manual. Oh, there's even a key code here in the back that's never been used.
Download that now, guys.
And 2 discs. This one is the original game that's required. Oh, right there, it says on the bottom, original game required. I don't know what that means.
It means original game required. Expansion.
But then what? Oh, so this must be just an installation disc then, the second part of the installation. This is before the internet was really fast and you could download games.
2005. That was to like dial up or DSL, you know.
And it comes with the Warhammer card. Look at that.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, Dawn of War.
I thought Dawn of War was okay. 2005 was my non-playing games year. I had decided to delve into the pit of sinfulness in 2004. You know, 2005 was my cleanup year. I forget when I went back into playing World of Warcraft, so I wasn't playing games.
Yeah, I mean it's your standard, just your typical user's manual. I don't think there's nothing special about it. I'm gonna try out this key code, the CD key, and see if it actually works. But yeah, that's
Yoshi has a code in the chat. JU5U5-W1N5, which looks as if Jesus wins. What a great code.
That's it. I was thinking about doing another one, but I'm running out of games, so there you have it.
All right, that was cool. And JahzealL, I thought you learned your lesson last time.
Apparently not.
I was about to go off of different IPs, you know, like Star Wars first, obviously, if I'm there. So, okay, well, that was fun. That's always fun. Thank you guys, by the way, in chat for doing that. I appreciate all the comments and all the guesses, too. That was great. He needs to start buying Nintendo games. Ha, ha, ha.
I do have a few Nintendo 64 games. Didn't we already do one? I think we did Pod Racer, right? I think we did that one.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh, was it 64? Okay. All right. Major request. That's right. Where we give you our MMO opinion. This is a question that came up from Solomon. That was pretty good. So let's talk about it. The question that exists is our possible or opinions is, what is the worst MMO you've ever played? You know, what is the worst MMO you have ever played. What? I just realized I didn't have it in my notes here. MMO you have ever played. You know, I couldn't think of anything off the top of my head directly. Okay, but
Really?
I mean, I know there's been games I played that I did not like. I was like, oh my word, this is just not what I thought it was going to be. You know, I mean, I'm Jahzeal. I mean, sorry, Solomon.
What's up?
Your idea? What do you think? What was your list? Do you think about the worst MMO you ever played?
So this is the most recent one. I'm sorry to say. This
Don't
isn't
say New World.
actually it wasn't the New World.
Oh, good.
So this isn't because from a lack of trying. Like I really wanted to like this game. I really wanted to play this game. I really wanted to invest time in this game, but I just couldn't do it. And that was Elion.
Oh.
And you know, that came out like half a year ago, I want to say now, back in September, I think. Or actually, don't quote me on that, but it hasn't even been a year, at least when it comes to the US release. And everything about the game was mediocre. Just the graphics, the movement, the animations, the questing, the story, like every single thing you can think of as mediocre, that's Elion Online. Again, I wanted to play this game, you know, and I bought one of the founders packs too and everything. I was set to go. Finally comes out and within an hour I'm already bored and I don't want to play this game anymore. So I take a break. I come back to it a week later. I want to play the game even less.
Oh wow.
Because again, the game is just so it doesn't do anything special. Like I think it would have been a great game if it came out 10 years ago. That's how outdated I guess you could say this game is. Again, it's like your stereotypical questing, go here, fetch this, come back. Graphics, I mean, it's not the worst, but it's still something that you would expect from, say, like 10 years ago, I want to say, maybe. That's a slight exaggeration. Like, I would say it's slightly on par with Final Fantasy 14, and that game came out, that game actually came out 10 years ago, right? The movement, the animations, it's not fluid. It's just so static. The characters is just so static. Something that you would expect in games like say World of Warcraft or Aeon Online, and those games came out like 15 years ago, right? Yeah, there's just so many mediocre things about the game, and it's just like, and it shows. Like if you actually look at the Steam database charts, peak player base, concurrent players, it's like it just hovers above 300 players, which is absolutely terrible for an MMORPG. Matter of fact, Bless Unleashed actually does better than Aeon Online, and everybody hates Bless Unleashed, or at least the original Bless game. That's how bad this game is. That's how bad this game how bad or how mediocre this game is. And I was originally excited for this game because at least when in its initial iteration of the game, it had a lot of steampunk elements of the game. You had a lot of robots and a lot of airships that had the steampunk look and feel of it, with these giant, you know, canisters and just, you know, mechanized robots with lots of gears and stuff like that. And that's what first made me really want to play the game, because as far as I can tell, there is no steampunk MMO, much less a steampunk game. There's just not a whole lot of those. But after Krafton took over the development of the game, they essentially turned it into Terra Online in a lot of ways. And Terra Online is going offline in 1 or 2 months, and it's just like, oh, why? So
Alien Online, right? I thought it's out now, part of Kakao Games, right?
exactly, yep, that's the one.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure there's other MMOs that I've played that I might have the opinion that's worse, but it's probably because it's just been such a long time since I've played a lot of these older MMOs. I don't remember. I mean, the only one I can think of that I probably had a worst experience was the first Lineage game. I just had no idea what was going on, and there was bots everywhere. I knew nobody who was playing that game, and I was just so confused. And so, but that was like almost 20 years ago, and so I can't really objectively compare the two experiences, but that being said, yeah, I in recent memory, I would have to say Elion.
Okay, well, that's good. I never played Alien. I've heard about it, never played it. But you remind me of something that I forgot about. Maybe a game that I did more recently being a terrible game. It's called Lost Ark. No, just kidding. For me, it's a game called Crowfall. I kickstarted this game. Okay, Artcraft was making this game for a decade, a little less than that, right? And I was excited about it coming out, and it came out last year. And I played a little bit of it, and it was okay, but mainly a lot of my friends weren't playing either, so I never got into it. Then, of course, Artcraft sold it.
Yep.
You know, they're going to make another game, which is fine. They took the money they made from the Crowfall to make another game, which is great. Have an engine, all that kind of work. But I was like, no, Crowfall. I mean, I played a lot of games over the years. I mean, I tried original Partridge of Camelot, and then, of course, I played WoW. I've tried, you mentioned Lineage 2. I think Lineage 2 I played. Warhammer, the Warhammer one that was an MMORPG.
Warhammer Online, yep.
Also played Rift and Lord of the Rings Online, of course, Star Wars: Old Republic. All these games I did not really have a total hatred for. Didn't really have a total dislike for. At times I found my friends were the ones who left because they got tired of it faster than I did. So
yeah, fair enough.
I don't recall playing Final Fantasy 14 when it first came out. I do know, of course, it was so terrible that they pulled it back and retooled it. I remember not playing it, but I remember the stories about the devs saying, jump? You don't want to jump. And I'm like, oh, really? You're going to talk about us? Okay, so
right.
I thought it was a big jumper, right? But I thought it was interesting. So, okay, JahzealZahzeal, what about you? You're a longer term playing games and MMOs. Even me, what is your worst more than one MMORPG game you have played?
So many come to mind, and yet I remember there was one that came out 2011, 2012, sometime around, it was 2012. It was called Infestation Survivor Stories, and it was actually called something else before that, like the War Z or the Z War or something like that. And it was going to be like this zombie apocalypse MMO. And you all know me. I love horror movies. And,
you like zombies too. Sick.
And zombies. And so
Some people.
I was just on board with this. And I was like, wow, okay, cool. This ought to be good. And like all the little clips that they were showing us looked great. And so finally got it. And it was just a mess. It was terrible. The graphics were dated. It was just super sluggish, and so much stuff just didn't work in the game. And I don't know who put it together, but it must have been like someone that didn't really, it was like their first game or something. But I just remember the disappointment because I had been looking for something survival horror since Hellgate,
Oh, Hellgate!
Yeah,
I remember that.
something like that. I was looking so forward to it because I was like, Hellgate, it went bye-bye, and that actually had so much promise.
It wasn't that bad, but anyways.
It wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad, but it's no longer with us. Now this game, it got shut down in 2016, I want to say. But I've heard that in 2020 they brought it back, and that
It's on Steam.
you can play this game free to play on Steam right now.
As an online game?
Yes.
I went. I queried on Google, and that popped. The first thing was Steam.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Infestation Survival Story 2020.
Yes, so,
They even put 2020 at the end of the title.
Yep.
Well, yes, and why I am telling you now.
I was showing it on stream just now.
Terrible.
I was showing it as I split screen.
Oh,
Okay.
Coming back? It's like, wait a minute, JahzealL is coming back.
Is this one of those games we have to play like we did with Lord of the Rings Online?
Oh yeah,
Oh, I'd rather not.
I'd rather.
it's coming back.
Oh my goodness.
I mean,
It's
I'll be a good
zombies.
sport.
No, I'm good. I'm
Hey,
good.
the day, what's that? The day before, the day after, or whatever that.
Oh yeah. The Russian, or not the
Day.
Russian. The day after, the day before,
Day before. Yeah, that one I'll play, but I don't know if I want to redo this one.
No, day before absolutely looks stunning.
They actually had 4 years of this being down. Maybe they made improvements.
No, I
You know, maybe
I
it's,
doubt it.
Come on, I'm trying to be optimistic a little bit.
Did
It was bad.
did
It was really
Gamer go buy it or GameForge?
bad. I don't. Who is running it now? Because it was
Well, according to Steam, is
Hammerpoint
the
Interactive was the developer.
developer is Fredakis AB. Publisher is OP Productions LLC.
Never heard of them.
Never heard of them either.
Oh, I don't know then. It was Hammerpoint Interactive was the developers.
Never even heard of them
Originally.
either.
I think all they did was the War Z, and that turned into Infestation. Maybe they changed their name. They
Maybe.
changed their name and thought, well, people will. It's been 4 years; they'll forget.
Well, so that was one. Did you have another one, perchance?
Another game that I just
Yeah.
hated,
Well,
or
comes to mind.
don't-
You hate it because, yeah.
There's been ones that I've had friends that really loved the games that I just didn't. Most of them. A Maple Story 2 was one. I had quite a few friends that liked it, and I went back to the first Maple Story within 2 weeks. I just didn't dig it at all. I know Dungeon Fighter Online is another one that even right now I think we've got some people in chat that like that game, and I've tried, and I'm just like,
That's
but
super old school though.
yeah, I think it's most of the 2D ones they're just odd to me, because I'm more accustomed to
Right.
playing the 3D, being immersed more so in the world.
Maple Story.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like more popular ones. I would say Star Trek Online is probably another one that I just couldn't. I have tried several times to play that.
That's
and
fair.
Get into it because, yeah, and it just
I agree.
Yeah.
doesn't do it
I
for
tried
me.
it, and yeah.
And I love Star Trek. But
No, Star Wars over Star Trek. You're right.
Yeah.
Star Trek Online. I played it because, like, I mean, I like the shows, right? And they generally did a good job of using actual cast for voice actors. And I was doing one quest where it was like
Yeah.
with 6 of 9, with the actual Jerry Ryan doing the voice, and it's like interesting. And like, I was like getting really bored. I mean, they apparently do really good ships in space type stuff, but I'm like, this is a boring game. I stopped playing it.
I remember you tried playing it again like not too long
Like
ago.
last year, I think.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, SirJahzeal. Sorry, I cut you off.
It was, the space stuff wasn't bad. It was when you're on a planet running around.
Oh my word.
That was just grueling.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I wanted to just fall asleep. I don't know. I wanted to like it because I'm not going to say I'm more of a Star Trek fan than Star Wars or anything like that. I kind of do like Star Wars a little bit better, but I am a big Star Trek fan, and they had introduced at one point next generation characters, and I was like, oh, I got to go back and try it now, and yeah, I just couldn't, man. I think I played maybe 3 hours, and then I was like, that's time I'll never get back. That was it, dude. I uninstalled and yeah, I
So
think I went and played Rayman or something on my on my old
you
console.
remind me. You remind me of something else. Is I've been playing this game since like 2013 to 2014 with my friend Norman, aka Not Fred.
Oh, I know what
Game
game you're
called
talking
Champions Online. Okay?
about.
And a game that I have not really liked, but I play it for my friend. And you custom the character customization is incredible. It is
Yeah.
incredible. My friend has like over 150 different characters because
What?
when you level up characters,
Holy
you get additional
cow.
slots. Okay, there's a way to do it. Also, he and I both did the lifetime membership, like
Jeez.
$200. You know, I figure if I'm gonna pay $13 a month for a game with my friend, I might just buy it, like the membership. And once you hit 40, you're done, and you redo the same quest over again. It's literally the same quest over and over and over again. And if you want to do the higher level stuff, you submit your group in for some stuff, and then you wait and wait and wait and never get in because none of people are in that particular game to actually get into an instance. It still makes money for them. That's having to close it down. But I'm like, I had some friends try it, like my son try it. He goes, no. He was a big City of Heroes fan. Okay,
Really?
no. I had Brains of Flame play it. No. Okay, the people who have played it, it says no. This is not is nowhere even near City of Heroes. Okay, yes, it's been around for over a decade. You know, but yeah, Champions Online, you might. Anyways, yeah.
That's hilarious.
I loved City of Heroes, dude. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but I had so much fun playing that game. But
Well, that was a good
Champions
question,
just-
Solomon.
yeah.
It's not. It's not meant to be. It clearly does not. And it's like they do have. It's not quite totally devoid of people doing something. They are doing something in there a little bit sometimes, but it's just not. Yeah. Anyway, so really good question, Solomon. Did you have another one you wanted to bring up at all, for chance?
No, not really. That was it. I mean,
Okay.
I know this is something that I brought up a few weeks ago, but the more I thought about it, it was just the more Elion just was gnawing at my brain.
No, that's good. It was a good question. I'm glad you did that. Thank you. All right, time for some escort quest.
Escort quest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's better. That's a better song than what I'm doing. So we should go. Escort quest. Wait, I'm gonna get us banned, right? We're not. This is not that kind of escort quest. Okay? Oh my goodness! So people, just get your mind out of the gutter, people. Okay.
I didn't even think
All right.
about that until you said it.
Yeah. So this is our 10th. That's right, 10th. This is not the number 10, but it's the 10th on the SirJahzeal top 10 MMO songs list. Okay. So we're there, which means next week we'll actually give you the order. Next week we'll give you the actual order of what he really said was 1 through 10. Okay. Now you can try to guess at it. You'll have all 10. You can try to guess what he thinks number 1. Okay. So we got to go back to all the old podcasts. All the old YouTube videos to find out which one he may have given you a hint. I don't think he did, but just watch his face. You know, the ones where he's like, it'd be like, versus. I don't know.
Wait. Do that again. I missed it.
No. Right. So go ahead. It's the link. It's the one you linked in the chat, right? In the Discord, right?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna play it now then.
Although that seems like a lengthier song than what I remember.
6 minutes long song.
So
It's, by the way, for a game that I don't play.
Oh wow, a song from this game? Wow.
Solomon does. So I had to.
Solomon does.
So I spent some time because Solomon loves the game.
It's true.
And I love music. I don't know. It was probably last summer. I went and listened to a bunch of playlists of the songs on the game because I don't know. I just love music. So I was listening to them, and maybe it's silly, but the one that stuck out to me, maybe it's because I watched too much Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's it.
But it's for Pirate Island, and I don't there were other really good songs on there. Very different kind of feels to them. Some of them actually reminded me a little bit of Final Fantasy's music. Not quite as good, but close. But the Pirate Island song, I have no idea. I tried to find out who like wrote it and who orchestrated it and everything.
Right.
I couldn't seem to find any info, and I don't even know if they've got a like official soundtrack that's released on vinyl or disc or anything, but I love the song. It's just really catchy, and there's even some moments in there that kind of get chills a little bit. But
it's very Pirate of the Caribbean-y, if that's a word.
Yeah, I probably am not getting even the full context of it because I don't play the game, so I don't know where it's played or what's going on when it's going. But
yeah, you're out in the middle of the islands where you do have to kill pirates, basically. Basia. Up in northern Belanos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think I recognize that name.
It has a nice sound to it, though. You're right. You know,
Yeah.
That's the one thing. I mean, I've always talked about Final Fantasy 14 about my ups and downs with its music. You know, there are some music that I just absolutely adore. Other ones I just like can't take it. So BDO is a Korean import, right?
Yep.
So I bet are these songs actually in the original Korean game too? Do we know?
I would assume so. Yeah, I don't think they changed the music.
Okay.
You know what's interesting? I have MechWarrior Online playing right now in the background, and the music actually matches the game perfectly, which I think is really cool.
That's awesome.
Well, there you go, guys. That was our 10th of 10. Not necessarily number 10, even though my guess would be this is number 10, okay, on JahZeal's lips, because it wasn't on. He's like, I don't play this game, kind of looked for it. So that's my guess. That's my guess. We'll see if I'm right next week. I have no idea of his list. I have no idea which number 1, number 10, okay? So we'll find out next week, and we'll do that. We will do this next week. Be there, okay? This will be the special episode of Master JahZeal's top 10 MMO songs. It'd be the whole special, okay? We definitely still need to do a special with regards to WoW because all's coming out, and the fact that everybody I know decided to abandon whatever they were doing and get back on the WoW train, except for Solomon.
Except for me. I know you're fucked.
And myself right now.